taking me to the nearest police station. Well, actually, just one's fine.
What's going on, son? Have a seat there.
This is 12-year-old son of one of YouTube's most recognizable family vloggers, Ruby Franke. The boy had escaped only moments earlier. His wrists and ankles showed signs of being restrained. His body was covered in wounds.
I have my turn.
That's great. Step out of the house.
No, I'm not going to step out of the
Step
house.
out of the house. Step out of the house.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
We're just going to sit
Whoa,
there and be
whoa,
out. There and be out.
This is Ruby's partner in crime, Jody Hild. As officers questioned the boy, they quickly traced him back to the house he had escaped from. The case took an even darker turn. Inside, officers found his 10-year-old sister suffering in a similar condition. What began as a desperate escape was now turning into a criminal investigation. Investigators would soon discover months of alleged abuse, disturbing journals, and a story hidden behind one of YouTube's most well-known family channels. August 30th, 2023. The Santa Clara Ivans Public Safety Dispatch Center received an emergency 911 call from a resident in Ivans, Utah. The caller reported that a young boy had just arrived at his front door asking for help. According to the caller, the child appeared severely malnourished, had visible wounds on his body.
Tell me exactly what's happened.
I just had a 12-year-old boy show up here at my front door asking for help. And he's said he just came from a neighbor's house, and we know there's been problems at this neighbor's house. He's emaciated, he's got tape around his legs, he's hungry, and he's thirsty. And he asked us to call the police. He says he just left through the porch at the neighbor's house. Her name is Jody Hildebrand, and she lives 2 doors up the street. His ankles are taped up, and he won't tell us why. He has duct taped around each ankle.
Does he seem to be under the influence of drugs or alcohol?
I don't think so, but he's very thirsty, and his ankles are taped up, and he won't tell us why.
As the dispatcher gathered more information, officers from the Santa Clara Ivans Police Department, along with emergency medical personnel, were immediately dispatched to the address. As they arrived, they were met by a young boy whose appearance immediately raised concern. His arms and legs showed visible injuries, and duct tape residue could still be seen around his wrists and ankles. Paramedics began examining him while officers tried to understand what had happened. The boy told officers he had escaped from a nearby home after climbing out of a window. He also revealed that his younger sister was still inside. That information changed the situation immediately. What had started as a medical emergency was now being treated as a possible child abuse investigation involving another child who could still be in danger. While paramedics continued treating the boy, responding officers headed toward the house he had identified. Just a short distance away stood the home of Jody Hildebrand. As officers approached the front door, they had no idea what they were about to find inside.
Jody, I need you to step out.
I have my turn.
That's great. Step out of the house.
No, I'm not going to step out of the
Step
house.
out of the house. Step out of the house.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
We're just going to sit there and be out. There and be out.
Wait a minute, how do you come to my house?
Right there.
They come into my house.
Just have a seat right there.
Do you have a search warrant?
Have a seat right there.
Do you have a search warrant?
Have a seat right there. I'll explain everything after. Have a seat right there.
Do you have a search warrant, sir?
Control 12x11. Can you hold the air? We're searching the house.
I can tell you what's in the house.
Okay. Just have a seat right there for me.
Do you have a search warrant?
We'll explain it after this.
You can't just come into my house without a search warrant.
We'll explain everything after this, ma'am. We're here on exigent circumstances. And I'll explain it after this, after my sergeant and the officer are done clearing the house.
By that point, officers already knew another child was still inside the house. Finding her as quickly as possible had become their top priority. Without wasting any time, officers entered the residence and started clearing each room one by one. They had no way of knowing where the girl might be or what condition she would be in. As investigators looked deeper into the case, they discovered that the children's mother was also a well-known YouTuber. Together with her husband Kevin Franke, she documented everyday life with their 6 children through a channel called 8 Passengers. At its peak, the channel attracted more than 2 million subscribers. Ruby believed that strict discipline was essential to raising responsible children. Many of the punishments she discussed publicly quickly became controversial.
My bedroom was taken away for 7 months, and then you give it back like a couple of weeks ago.
I don't think our viewers know that.
You've been sleeping on a beanbag.
I've been sleeping on a beanbag.
Another incident involved Ruby refusing to bring lunch to school after one of her children forgot it at home.
Eve did not pack a lunch today, and can I bring a lunch over to the school? I know that her teacher is uncomfortable with her being hungry and not having a lunch. I responded and just said, Eve is responsible for making her lunches in the morning, so the natural outcome is she's just going to need to be hungry.
The controversy became so widespread that reports were eventually made to child protective authorities. Despite the growing backlash, Ruby never admitted that her parenting methods were abusive. Instead, she became convinced that the real problem was something else, someone who claimed to have the answers, a therapist named Jody Hildebrandt. Jody was a licensed mental health counselor and the founder of a relationship program known as Connections. Ruby Franke had started working with her, believing Jody could help solve the problems within her family. What began as counseling soon developed into a close personal relationship. Over time, Ruby adopted many of Jody's beliefs about discipline, obedience, and what they described as living in truth. As that relationship grew stronger, Ruby's own family began falling apart. Her husband Kevin eventually moved out of the family home. Several of the children became increasingly isolated, and by August 2023, 2 of them were no longer living with their parents. They were inside Jody Hildebrandt's house. After several moments, officers located a young girl inside the house. Unlike her brother, she hadn't escaped.
Is it just you in here? I'm Sergeant Tobler. What's your name? I just have one. Where's your sister at?
Contact one.
You okay? Huh? You doing okay? You don't want to talk to me? Yeah, that's okay. Can you come with me though? We got Jody out here. You know Jody? She's outside with us. You take your time, bud. I'm in no hurry. I'm a police officer. Did you know that? I don't mean to hurt you at all.
When officers found the young girl, she appeared to be in shock. She wasn't speaking, and she remained completely still, barely moving from where she had been found. Officers immediately brought her to safety, while paramedics were called to evaluate her condition. At this point, investigators had 2 children, both coming from the same house, both now under police protection. While the children were being transported for medical treatment, detectives remained at the scene. Crime scene investigators secured the property and obtained a search warrant. Every room was photographed. Every piece of potential evidence was carefully documented. It didn't take long before detectives began finding items that raised even more questions. Among the evidence were ropes, handcuffs, duct tape, and materials investigators believed had been used to restrain the children. But perhaps the most disturbing discovery hadn't been hidden inside a closet. It was sitting inside a journal. As detectives examined handwritten notebooks recovered from the home, they realized these weren't ordinary personal notes. The journals contained detailed entries describing punishments, discipline, and the condition of the children over several weeks. Instead of helping explain away the allegations, the writings appeared to support many of the injuries investigators had already documented. For detectives, the case was no longer based only on witness statements. They now had physical evidence, and written records describing what had happened inside the house. There was now one person investigators urgently needed to speak with: the children's mother, Ruby Franke. At the time police searched the house, Ruby wasn't inside the residence, but investigators already knew she had been closely connected to everything happening there. It wouldn't be long before she arrived.
I didn't know those are connected to it. I'll put it back up there. Thank you. Is there a lock on it? Or is that the lock right there? I turned it on accidentally. You good? Yeah. Okay. What's that? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said something. He was yelling something to him. I apologize.
How are you? Alright, well, it feels good in here. So, hey, Ruby asked this, and I know you said that you're already detained, but I'm going to be taking you back to the police department. Okay, so I'm going to pop up. See if I can fit through here.
You want to put on one of our vehicles?
Yeah, you want to. Okay, just place your hand behind your back for me. Perfect. And then, right now, I can put a finger in each of these, okay? And I'm just going to double up those so they don't tighten up on you on the way out there. Where's your car?
It's out there.
Yeah.
About by the command.
You don't have anything on you that I should know about, correct? Any weapons, anything that we're going to find. Before you put you in a police vehicle, we need to search your person to make sure you don't have anything on you. Is there anything you have on you? Okay, I'm going to search you before we put you in his car. That's just protocol, so I'm just going to have you step right over here and then just widen your legs, widen your stance. Yep, perfect. Are you wearing a bra? Okay, I'm just going to go like this through and make sure you don't have anything. You said you're not wearing a bra? Okay. Is that just like a tank top under here?
I appreciate it. I was going to ask you to come turn my car off, but I'm leaving now, so we're good. It's still on. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Hey, hold on. Well.
I would hate to take this opportunity.
Huh? If you want to ask, I got you. Just so we can tell them who we're taking down there. Ruby? Okay.
Both Ruby Franke and Jody Hildebrandt were now at the center of the investigation. By this point, investigators had documented the children's injuries, collected evidence from inside the home, and secured handwritten journals they believed described what the children had endured. Combined with medical findings and witness statements, detectives believed they had enough evidence to move the case forward. Both Ruby Franke and Jody Hildebrandt appeared in court. Rather than taking the case to trial, both women entered guilty pleas to multiple counts of aggravated child abuse.
Sincerely love these children. I desire for them to heal physically and emotionally.
Ms. Franke, how do you plead to count 1, aggravated child abuse, a second-degree felony?
Guilty.
To count 3, aggravated child abuse, a second-degree felony?
Guilty.
By pleading guilty, they admitted responsibility for several of the charges as part of plea agreements. That meant the case would move directly to sentencing instead of being decided by a jury. In February 2024, the judge sentenced both Ruby Franke and Jody Hildebrandt to consecutive prison terms under Utah law. The investigation that began with a desperate knock on a neighbor's door had finally led to accountability.